In a matter of seconds, the atmosphere shifted. The cameras weren't fully set up yet. The crew was still busy adjusting their positions, but that look in his eyes, yes, that look in his eyes, already captured the attention. Song Weilong was standing not far from Zhao Jinmai, but the way he looked at her, it was as if the world around him had dimmed. It wasn't just a colleague, it wasn't just professionalism. There was something deeper, warmer, and somehow harder to hide. At first, not many noticed. The moment was too brief, too subtle to be immediately captured. But fans aren't ordinary viewers. They notice small details, read body language, and sense shifts in energy that aren't even expressed in words. And from there, everything started to become a topic of conversation. During the interview, Zhao Jinmai spoke casually, smiling, answering questions with confidence. But beside her, Song Weilong wasn't just listening. His gaze occasionally shifted toward Jinmai, observing her every expression, as if making sure everything was okay. There was one moment that made many people pause. When Zhao Jinmai stumbled slightly while answering, Song Weilong reflexively turned his head with a gentle expression, not panicked, not awkward, but attentive, as if he was ready to help, but chose to remain silent so as not to disturb. That small gesture might seem ordinary to some, but to those who were observant, it wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction. It was a genuine display of concern, something that's hard to fake on camera. The longer the footage was replayed, the more details became apparent. The way Song Weilong leaned in slightly when Zhao Jinmai spoke. The way he nodded slowly, as if agreeing with every word. And most strikingly, his gaze never truly strayed from Jinmai's. Fans began to wonder, was this just professional chemistry? Or was there something more? Because what was seen on screen was often only a small part of the true story. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere felt warmer. In some of the clips that circulated, Song Weilong appeared more relaxed, even occasionally smiling broadly when Zhao Jinmai joked. There was no awkward distance between them, no boundaries that felt forced. Zhao Jinmai herself seemed at ease. She didn't seem awkward, nor did she seem overly distant. On the contrary, she responded naturally, as if Song Weilong's presence was something she was used to. Their interactions felt fluid. They weren't staged, not just for the camera. And that's what made many people even more curious. There were times when Song Weilong looked like he wanted to say something, but chose to hold back. His expression changed momentarily, then returned to calm. Moments like these only made fans more certain. There was an emotion that wasn't fully conveyed. Meanwhile, Zhao Jinmai was also seen glancing at Song Weilong several times with a faint smile. It wasn't a formal smile, but a more personal, warmer one. It was as if there was a tacit understanding between them. This kind of closeness is nothing new in the entertainment world. Many actors and actresses build strong chemistry for their roles. But what set them apart was how real the feeling felt, even outside of the scenes. Some fans began to formulate theories. They collected video clips, analyzed every interaction, and tried to find a pattern. And the more they searched, the harder it became to ignore what they saw. Song Weilong, usually known for his calm demeanor, seemed a little different this time. More expressive, more open, though still in his subtle way. This small change was the main highlight. Meanwhile, Zhao Jinmai maintained her cheerful charm, but a different side was beginning to emerge. A softer, more connected side, as if she felt the same way. Was this just a coincidence? Or was there really something growing between them? These questions continued to swirl in the minds of fans. What was clear was that their interaction had generated a significant wave of attention. From social media to discussion forums, their names were constantly mentioned, discussed, and analyzed endlessly. But beneath all the speculation, one thing is undeniable. Whatever happened between Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai, whether it was mere friendship, professional chemistry, or something more, it felt real. And perhaps that's precisely why everyone was so intrigued. Because in a world filled with images, seeing something that feels genuine is a rare treat. Ultimately, the answers to these questions may be known only to the two of them. But for fans, the journey of observing, guessing, and experiencing each moment is itself a compelling story. And one thing is for sure, Those gazes don't lie. But the story doesn't end there. In fact, after those moments went viral, more and more footage surfaced. Short clips from various angles of the show began to be reanalyzed, and each second of Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai's interaction felt like a puzzle piece slowly forming a bigger picture. In one footage, Song Weilong can be seen subtly shifting his stance to keep Zhao Jinmai out of the camera's view. The movement was so swift and natural, it seemed second nature. There was no drama, no attempt to stand out, just a small, meaningful gesture. Observant fans immediately picked up on this detail. They realized that this kind of attentiveness usually stems from a built-up closeness, not just a fleeting interaction on set. There was a consistent sense of care, not just a fleeting one. On the other hand, Zhao Jinmai also displayed an interesting response. In several moments, she seemed to follow Song Weilong's lead without needing any instruction. It was as if they were accustomed to reading each other's situations, understanding each other, without much need for words. This kind of harmony is often an indicator of a deeper relationship. It's not just the chemistry built in front of the camera, but a connection felt down to the little details that often go unnoticed. Even in seemingly casual situations, like breaks in filming or segment changes, their interactions remained consistent. Song Weilong was often seen making sure Zhao Jinmai was comfortable, while Jinmai responded with a warm and open attitude. Interestingly, there was no over-the-top feel to any of this. It was the simplicity of these gestures that made them feel more real. They weren't trying to attract attention, but it came naturally. Speculation grew. Some began to believe that what they were seeing wasn't a coincidence or mere professional necessity, but something that had grown naturally over the time they spent together. And amidst all the talk, one thing became increasingly clear. Whether this was the beginning of something bigger or just a fleeting, beautiful moment, their interaction had left an impression that would last forever. Over time, public attention has not abated. In fact, their every new appearance is eagerly anticipated, as if fans are hoping to find another clue that could confirm their suspicions. Every smile, every brief glance, even the slightest pause in conversation becomes subject to interpretation. Interestingly, neither Song Weilong nor Zhao Jinmai has ever directly clarified anything. They maintain a professional demeanor in public, maintaining reasonable boundaries, but without completely shutting down the already growing speculation. This attitude actually makes many people even more curious. Because when something isn't clearly explained, the public's imagination is more active. And in their case, every small moment feels like it has a deeper meaning than mere coincidence. There's a sense that they both choose to let things flow as they are. They don't force it, don't deny it, and don't emphasize it. A dynamic that feels more honest than formal statements that often sound stiff. Ultimately, perhaps it's not about whether they truly have a special relationship, but about how two people can create a connection so strong that it can be felt by so many people, even through just a brief glance.